Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome to Sports World Radio. What's up, kids? How's everybody going? I'm the host, Jeff Escow. Man, I'm telling you something. I called Sean, and I know he's laughing, and you can't hear him laughing because I got his mic down right now. And I'm just going to say something, and then I'm going to get into the show. I called Sean, and he got me going. Okay? Wait. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to this show. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. Like I said, we got a jam-packed show. I can't even wait to get started. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We're going to talk a lot of football, but I'm starting to show off with something that's going to make all of yous laugh. Head on over to Facebook and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with Sports World Radio. swrshow@gmail.com. swrshow@gmail.com is the number. Is the email address to get in touch with us. Want to hang out in our chat room? Head on over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Then type in Sports World Radio. The show will show up at the bottom of your screen. Over to the right-hand side, click the heart. Click the bubble next to the heart. The chat room will open. Start chatting away with us. Those are the ways to get in touch with us. Do it. This is going to be a fun show. We got a lot to get to. Let's bring in the fellas. Sean Mann, the update man, is always here with me. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing well, Jeff, and welcome to Sports World Radio on this Monday, the 24th of November, 2014, the 11th month, Thanksgiving this week. Of course, we got a lot of stuff to get to. 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:06 p.m. on the West. And Jeff said, Sean, I am a happy Red Sox fan.
Shut up. Hey, also joining us like he does each and every Monday in the first hour of our show, our good friend Nicholas Spiva, otherwise known as Nicholas Cotero. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing,
just
pal?
watching some football this weekend, getting ready for the game. 2 Monday night games tonight, man.
I just watched the double episode of Blue Bloods.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched last week's episode yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
Friday's episode was pretty good.
Is it? I heard it was. I haven't
Friday's-
got a chance to watch it yet.
Friday's episode's really good, and then every day on WGN between 1 and 3 my time, they play a double episode of Blue Bloods. The old ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I double up.
I see it
that
on.
every-
I haven't watched it in a while.
I double up on that every day, so that's a lot of fun. So I just did that, and then I called Schmedley, and he got me going. And I told you a little bit of what was going on, but I'm going to bring you guys in on the rest of it. I called Schmedley, which otherwise known as Sean Mann, the update man, the co-host of Sports World Radio, to bring him on the show. And I go, hey, what's up, bud? He goes, I'm a happy Boston Red Sox fan, or I'm a happy Red Sox fan, or whatever the hell he said to me. And the only thing I said to him was, shut up, you rat bastard. Reason being, he's happy because they got I like to call him Edgar. Is that his name, Edgar?
Pablo Sandoval.
No, Edgar Renteria, right?
They didn't get Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, they did get Ed Renteria. Where the hell have you been?
They got Hanley Ramirez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then
You're
they
right.
got-
You're right. Hanley Ramirez. I'm sorry. Hanley Ramirez and Pablo Sandoval. Last year, Sean was calling Pablo Sandoval A fat son of a bitch.
I didn't say anything like
This
that. I don't
year-
remember saying anything like that.
Check the tapes.
Go to the tape.
Go to the tapes. This year, all of a sudden, he's a Boston Red Sox fan. He's going to go out and get a jersey and root for the fat son of a bitch because now he's on his team, and I guarantee you he won't be calling him fat.
He's going to be clutch, and he's going to be great,
You're
and he's going to dent some baseballs off that green monster. I can
You're
tell you that.
the biggest bandwagon fan I've ever met. You
What
know
do
what?
you met? No,
You deserve-
No. My room is loaded with Red Sox gear,
I
buddy.
understand
It's
that,
loaded.
but now that all of a sudden the Pablo Sandoval's on your team, you're a Pablo Sandoval fan. Whereas last year you were ripping the living crap out of the dude.
I did the same thing with T.O. when he signed with the Cowboys. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I'd root for him. But when he was with San Francisco, man, I'm glad George Teague decked him at the 50 line.
You people blow.
If you support your team, you got to root for him. You can't just hate everybody on your team. You got to root for the guy.
I don't root for players. I root for my team. My team is the Knicks. My team is the Giants. I root for the team. I don't give a lying friggin' crapola who's playing on it. To tell you the truth, I root for the team.
Always
Well, your
important.
team last night got whooped.
My
so.
team last night stinks. That Giant team sucks.
Hey, they made some good strides last night. Eli Manning looked good. I think that's Dallas making him look good.
That
But
one interception blew the whole game.
I know that's
Yes, we
pretty nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, screw you. That one interception blew the whole game. It
As
was
we get
over
to that
after
first
that.
game, the Sunday night game on NBC. I figured we'd do this first.
Look at Sean.
The
He can't
Dallas
get
Cowboys-
into it. Can't wait
the
to
Dallas-
get into it. Look at him. He can't just wait. He can't wait to rip me. He can't wait.
The Dallas Cowboys go into MetLife Stadium, and it was not an easy game. They were down by 11 points, Jeff and Nick, and they had a chance, the Giants did. But you're right, one tipped interception turned everything in Dallas's favor. The Cowboys get a much-needed win. Tony Romo was 18 of 26, 275 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Eli Manning was 29 of 40, 338 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 interception as the Cowboys win a much-needed game as they get ready for Philadelphia on Thursday afternoon, Thanksgiving.
Wow, would you look at that quarterback rating for Tony Romo?
Gee, what's his quarterback rating?
143.4.
For one
For a guy
game?
that stinks, he had a pretty good game.
Not according to Jerry Jones. Jerry
You wanna
Jones
know
was
something?
very happy after the win.
You want to know something? It wasn't Tony Romo. It was Tony Romo's offensive line.
How about that line with 7 seconds the last 2 passes?
What the hell is going on here,
Woo.
man?
That was
Jesus Christ.
fantastic. That's why you draft linemen.
You
want to
know something?
Johnny
You want to know
football.
something, Nicholas? You could have stood back there and threw the damn pass.
I could have made a sandwich, ate the sandwich, and tossed a touchdown pass.
Are you kidding me? 7 hey, defensive line for the New York Giants? You suck. Holy freaking moly. 7? You can't get to freaking Tony Romo in 7 You stink.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic right there.
And Sean's friend Michael Sands, I know you're listening. Shut the hell up. And my friend Michael Blaze, what's up, buddy? How you doing? His
He
Arizona.
was happy. He tagged me last night.
I-
He was like saying, "How about them Cowboys?"
Yeah, I turned you know
that was
what?
a fantastic game.
I turned my freaking Facebook off last night. I turned my cell phone off. I turned my Facebook. I didn't want nobody to freaking bother me after that game ended because I knew it was coming.
Oh man, and that comes after your San Diego team got beat by St. Louis.
Oh my Lord! I watched that game too. Are you kidding?
Man.
When we talk to that, when we get into that game, Sean, do me a favor. Nicholas, do me a favor. Remind me. Just say to me, St. Louis Rams play. Okay.
Okay.
And that'll remind me what I want to say. Hopefully.
This was
Man.
a game, though, that the Cowboys couldn't afford to lose because, Nick, when you think about it, they know perfectly well what's at stake. They had to win. They got Philadelphia coming up. Big game in the NFC East. I think my opinion is, and I'll say it even on Wednesday's show, it's going to be a Thanksgiving classic.
It's
I
gonna
expect
be, they
that
got
to
3
be a
good games
heck
on
of a
Thursday.
game.
They got 3 good games on Thursday. Hey, Sean, do me a favor. The next game we go to, go to the Arizona-Seattle game because my friend Michael's in the house, and that's the game he wants us to talk about.
All right, the next game we get to another late after. This actually was one of the first.
Hey, you know
late
something
afternoon
though?
Games.
You know something? Giants are done. You might as well just kiss their season goodbye. And I know it, and I'm a Giants fan.
Well, here's the question, though. Will Tom Coughlin get fired as Giants head coach?
Listen, I've been saying it all season long, and I'm going to continue to say it. They're learning a brand new freaking offense. New terminology, new system, new everything. You think that's easy to learn in 1 year?
If they do that, they're going to turn into the Cleveland Browns if you keep firing coaches.
Correct. You got to give Tom Coughlin at least 1 more year, right?
Yeah, he's won 2 Super Bowls. I think he's earned it to have an off-season, come back next year, and I think they'll be improved next year. I mean,
think so too. And
you get Victor Cruz back.
Yes.
And you got Odell Beckham with that catch. Even though I'm not a Giants fan, that was a heck of a catch.
We didn't even talk about the catch. Everybody is saying
Let's get to that.
Is that the best? Let me ask you a question, boys. Is that the best catch you've ever seen in the NFL? Because everybody is saying that. Shut up there, Wes. You just be quiet.
I agree with that because I was like, holy cow. I said, did he just catch that in bounds? And they said, yeah. And Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth were saying, unbelievable. Because one hand grabbing it and had control of the ball. Wow.
How many freaking people are going to pick Jacksonville next week to beat the Giants? Go suck an egg. Go suck an egg, producer, program director Josh Lopez. And Wes, they're not gonna fire his ass right now. They're gonna keep him for one more year. They're learning a whole brand new system. Nicholas said they're gonna get whatchamacallit back. What's his name, Nick?
Victor Cruz.
Victor Cruz. Thank you. They're gonna get a couple more guys back. They gotta put. They need some more things around Odell Beckham and Eli Manning. They'll get some more people back. They'll probably, everybody will be back together next year. They're learning a new system. I personally, I think they're going to be a lot better next year under the new system.
Yeah, they showed improvement last night from the week before.
Correct. And I said at the beginning of the year, I don't expect them to make the playoffs because they're going to be learning a whole new system, and it's probably going to take them all year to learn it. If you remember, go check the tapes. So I'm thinking next year you'll be good. I hope. I think Coughlin deserves 1 more year. He's got you 2 Super Bowls.
And the whole thing is, when you want to fire somebody, you have to have somebody to replace them. Who are you going to get to replace them?
Exactly.
That's a good question.
And
you just can't fire somebody after 1 bad season.
Correct.
I know they want you to win now, but I mean, all you have to do is look at the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns.
And let me ask you a question.
Going through coaches left and right.
Correct.
And they stink.
Exactly. And if you fire him, isn't that new coach going to bring in his offensive coordinator? Now you got to go learn a whole new system now?
Exactly.
And a whole new defensive coordinator and all that. And their defense needs to step up. They got to fix that defense next year badly.
Before we go, though, to the first commercial break, I will say this in regards to Dallas. The Cowboys are starting to realize and say this too, Nick. Hey, last 3 years, 8-8. It's not going to be the case this year. 8-3. They are sitting in good position to have a chance to win the NFC East division, which is making Jerry Jones a very happy man after all the criticism he's had to take since the Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl since January of 1996.
Well, they're not going to win one this year either, so what's the big deal?
They may not win the Super Bowl, but they've improved, and you know what? It's all you can ask for as a Cowboy fan. Just get better from what they have been. I mean, the last 15 years have been horrible.
Well, we'll
so
see
I don't expect them to make a Super Bowl, but it's playoffs, win a game, maybe make it to division round. That would be happy with me.
Okay, let's run to our first break. You're listening to Jeff Esco, Showman, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. start walking, start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. You're listening to Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva right here on SportsWorldRadio.com every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the damn Central,
figure it out for yourself.
You beat him.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you beat him. Look at him. It's 5 o'clock. Frank is like, it's 5 o'clock. That big bag of wind is coming in tomorrow. I was telling Nicholas, all I got to do is say one thing, and I let him go, and I don't talk for like an hour. It's great.
All right, the next game we get to, the Seattle Seahawks had one thing to do, and that was not in our house.
Bitches.
They were ready to play. They beat the 9-1 Cardinals 19-3. And Jeff and Nick, I was very shocked about the performance.
I
by
wasn't
the Cardinals.
shocked at all.
I thought this would be a close game.
I wasn't shocked at all. Sons of bitches. I knew I should have picked them. I knew I was freaking wrong.
And Nicholas, who did you pick in this game between the Cardinals and the Seahawks?
I picked Arizona. I thought their defense would play much better than they did because their defense is really good. But Russell Wilson had a great game. And Marshawn Lynch, so. He didn't do. I don't know what was wrong with him. Was he injured or something?
He was thinking about
part
the
of it.
press.
I watched the Red Zone channel, but he only had 39 yards rushing.
He was thinking about the press after the game.
Yeah, is that what it was? I'm sure that was something, or he was too busy about his halftime plans. But, man, 15 rushes for 39 yards? That's horrible. And I don't know if it was just the Arizona shutting him down or they just didn't give him the ball enough.
Come on. He was thinking about the press because he doesn't want to get fined again.
Yeah, what did he get fined, $100,000?
Yeah, he got fined a lot of freaking money for not talking to press. So when he went to go talk to the press, he was giving one-word answers. Way to go.
Yeah. What did they say? He had 22 questions and he used 50 words?
Yeah, how about that? That's great, dude.
22
questions.
Stanton yesterday was 14-26, 149 yards, 0 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Russell Wilson was 17-22, 211 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 0 interceptions. For the Cardinals to win this game, they realized they had to play through the hostile environment of the Seattle Seahawks fans, and they just couldn't get going offensively. And they had one big interception in that game, and that was a big turning point for them, losing And it was all field goals when I watched this game until finally Seattle got the ball in the end zone.
It was a rough game. Like I said, I watched on the Red Zone channel, so I didn't see much of this game because they were hardly in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did see that Cardinals only scored 3 points, I was kind of surprised. I thought they'd do more than that. But Stanton had a bad game. Larry Fitzgerald was out. I guess he was out using his walker or something. But and then John Brown had a so-so game. They just couldn't get in a rhythm like they have been the last several games.
Hey, I want to say hello to a new listener out there, and you guys are going to love this. You're going to love where he's listening to us from right now. You guys want to hear how far our reach goes? Watch this. I got a friend of mine out there. I got a friend of mine, Claudio. Okay? Claudio Palumbo lives in Santiago, Chile.
Wow.
Listening to us right now. How about that, fellas?
That's pretty cool.
You like that? That's how far our reach goes. Sports World Radio reaches worldwide, people. Worldwide. So I want to say hello to my friend Claudio out there. Do you know, he's like me. He's a golfer. He's a 7 handicap in golf.
Wow.
And he was the vice junior national championship and intercollegiate champion out there in Ecuador. How about that, man?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I stink at golf.
So I want to say hello to my friend Claudio out there in Santiago. Oh, I'm a golf teacher. You guys know that. I teach for, so you know that. Out there in Santiago, Chile. How about that, boys? Santiago, Chile. And I want to say hello to his daughter as well.
In the chat room,
So
Jeff,
don't
here's
curse
what,
on the show, boys. His daughter's listening.
Josh says Cardinals 9-2, Steelers 6-4. End of story. They've been doing really well this season. It was a major disappointment, and everybody's talking about how
my
great
friend
the Cardinals
Michael,
are.
my friend Michael, who's listening to us as well. He's a big Arizona Cardinal fan who used to live in Arizona, moved out of Arizona, and now lives in New Mexico, and he still roots for the Cardinals. And he asks me every week if they won and how they're doing and everything. So he must have paid attention and found out that they lost, and he wants to find out how they're doing. They
have a tough
you know
schedule
what?
coming up. It's not going to be easy for them.
They have a quarterback problem.
Yeah, big time.
They have a major quarterback problem because Stanton ain't going to do the job.
No, we see why he's a journeyman.
Exactly right. And Palmer's out for the year, and they really can't get anybody else, can they?
I like what Josh says here. Pittsburgh overrated. Arizona has a real team as opposed to the Steelers. That's filled with individuals. If I were you, I wouldn't be talking a lot of smack there about the Steelers this, the Steelers that. Your team still has a lot of work to do with the offensive line. They're an old team.
I would say the Cardinals had a good team without Palmer there. They're going to struggle. They go to Atlanta. That should be a win. But then they play Kansas City at St. Louis. We know what St. Louis has done this year. They've upset some people. Then they play Seattle and then go to San Francisco. So it's not the easiest of schedules for them to stay number one overall in the NFC.
The next game we get to, Josh, this is just for you, buddy, and I know Frank eventually will be wanting to talk about this. How about the Chicago Bears? They beat the Buccaneers yesterday 21-13.
Hey, do you know me, Josh, and the big win, Frank, are like 7, 8, and 9 in our league. You're still in first place, you rat bastard. and Nicholas is in 6th. So we got 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th for me. I'm in 9th. Pick 'em like the win. Frank is in 8th. Cyclopedia Man Josh is in 7th. Des Dispenser is you, right, Nicholas?
That's me.
You're in 6th, and Sean's in 1st. So we're all in the top 10. But the 4 of us are bringing up the rear. We got to get moving to catch that rat bastard Sean. Sean's at Sean's at 115
against the Cowboys. You may not catch up.
I know. Well, I won't be kicking the Cowboys. You know that. Sean's at 115, and me and Frank are at 106. Encyclopedia Man and Nicholas are at 107. So me and Frank are only 1 point behind you guys. So we got to get going. And where is our good friend? Since he's in the room, where'd he go? Where is he? Oh, the GF6 show is 5th, Wes. He's got 108 points. Our returning champion, Ebo's got 110. Double A's got 111. Deathman, which I believe is Gio, got 114. You know what? I love Gio to death. I love him like he was a brother. The poor guy cannot hear the show. He gets every other show, but he can't hear our show on Spreaker. How crazy is that?
That's nuts.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Going back to this game, though, between the Bears and the Buccaneers, Jeff, Nick, your guys' thoughts on this? This was a big game for the Bears as they go to Detroit on Thursday.
The Bears and the Bucks.
Did anybody watch this game outside of Chicago?
I don't know. Ask Sean. Ask Frank. Frank and Josh probably were the only two the people that watched it in this house. You know what? I only watched 2 games yesterday. 2. The Charger game and the freaking Giant game. And that was it.
This game was a game that the Buccaneers had a chance to spoil. It looked pretty ugly for a while. The Buccaneers led 10-0 at halftime.
Look at Wes. Damn, Cleveland's killing me. Do you want to know something? Speaking of that division right there, that division, the first time in NFL history, now you got teams 7-3, 7-4, 7-4, and 6-4, and a team that's 7-3-1 leading the division, and everybody else is 7-4, 7-4, 6-4. If Baltimore wins today, it'll be the first time in history that every team will be 7-4 pretty much, because of Cincinnati will be 7-3-1. How crazy is that?
The AFC, I was just going to say, the AFC North is really, really, it's up for grabs. It's been nuts all year. What do you think, Nick? You'd have to agree with that one.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't expect that. I expected Baltimore to be a little better, Cleveland to be worse. But this is just it's going to be a fun division to watch the rest of the way. Because you have a lot of division games coming up. It's going to be an interesting division. It's going to go down to the wire.
I like what Josh says. I watched the game, and it was more fun to watch than the Patriots-Lions game.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, sure.
Giving you a little dig there, isn't he? Giving you a little dig. Hey, we're going to run to our second commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitment, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
going on? Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Hey, Wes, what the hell are you smoking over there, dude? Okay, because that's just not going to happen. What did he say?
3 out of 5. 3 out of next 5 at home. 11-5 wins the AFC North and the Super Bowl for the Steelers.
11-5. What are you, crazy?
That's what he said.
You got a team that's got a tie that's in front of you. Okay, so just sit there and relax, dude. You're not going to get into.
It depends on which team shows up. Is the team that played the Jets, or is it going to be a team that played the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts with the Roethlisberger throwing 6 touchdowns? They're too. They're just like the season. They're up and down.
They stink.
And they play Cincinnati twice. Hey, look.
Yeah. They still got to play Cincy twice, don't they?
And New Orleans next week. I don't know about that. Then Cincinnati at Atlanta, Kansas City, and then Cincinnati. Yeah. So, I don't know.
And Wes saying that the Steelers are really going to dominate and win the Super Bowl.
That's 3. Wes? You know what? That's 3 losses right there. That'll make them 7-7. What are you talking about, Wes?
He says home. That's what he says. And not in the Berg. That's what he would say.
Yeah, home. Exactly where they're going to be at the end of the season. Home.
They lost at home to Tampa Bay.
Well, then Wes will get upset, and he'll do what he did last year, Week 17, when he was saying Steelers got screwed and how the Chiefs should have won the game, but the officials gave San Diego the game.
Yeah, he's still bitching about that.
He's still
it's a new season already, Wes. Come on, man.
Okay, so the Bears, they play Detroit, and real quickly going back to this, what do you think there, Nick, with the Bears playing Detroit on Thanksgiving morning?
What time is that game?
10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern time.
10 a.m. our time, Shawnee?
12 o'clock.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So regular noon kickoff.
Yeah, so I'll sleep through that game.
Oh, man. I think Detroit's probably going to win the game.
I slept through all the morning games yesterday, man. I got up. It was like 5 minutes before the Charger game started. It was beautiful.
I agree with you, too, Nick, going back to it, because Detroit knows very well they are sitting 1 game behind Green Bay for the NFC North Division, and the Lions know very well they don't want to have that repeat of what happened last year, which led to the firing and the departure of Jim Schwartz.
Screw him.
I think I'm with you. Detroit's going to win the game. Jay Cutler, he's too inconsistent. He didn't throw any interceptions yesterday. 1 touchdown pass, but he's pretty much he's kind of like Eli Manning. He's the
Detroit, Chicago
interception
next
machine.
Week, huh? You know who the producer is going to pick there. Josh is going to pick there, don't you? And I'm telling you something right now, there, Dallas fan. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, Nicholas. I'm not picking them next week either.
Hey, this is, they're 8-3, and I'm still not sold on them yet.
Which game?
I think that's going to be tough against Philadelphia this weekend.
Which game is on the NFL Network? The Seattle game?
Seattle taking on
San Francisco.
That's on NBC.
That's on NBC with Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth.
So which game is on the NFL Network?
None of them.
There's no game on the NFL Thursday?
No Thursday.
No
it's
game.
all
3 games is either CBS, Fox, or CBS, Fox, or NBC. Oh,
first game on Fox, second game on CBS, third game on NBC.
So we'll actually get to watch all 3 games?
Yep.
Well, I'll get to watch 2 games. I'll miss the first game, Chicago game. I'll miss that game for sure.
Speaking of the Eagles, they go to 6-0 at home. They move to 8-3. They just demolished the Tennessee Titans.
Hey, Adrian, you stink, first of all. And second of all, San Diego's coming in there next week and going to beat your ass. How do you like that, Adrian? You like that a lot? He stinks, man. What happened to him? He's done.
He's done, and he knows we get a Christmas present next month.
Well, let's hope so. We got to get his team. His team needs to lose tonight and next week, and then they're done. But he's went all the way from first place to 14th place. He stinks.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he's in the hospital, so that's why he hasn't been able to do it. San Diego sucks. They won yesterday. Shut up. Hey, they beat a team a week before that beat Denver. So shut up.
Philadelphia, though, going back to it, Nick, what do you think of the Eagles? They are just so tough to beat at their home. Mark Sanchez, Nick, was 30 of 43, 307 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 2 interceptions. Huge game that the Eagles won. What's your thoughts?
Those are some good thoughts right there.
Nick?
Nicholas.
He's not there.
Are you there, Nicholas?
Must have some difficulties. But
He's on the line,
Jeff,
but
this was a huge game, and I can't wait until we talk on Wednesday before the games on Thursday about who everybody will be picking in this key NFC East matchup. And Philadelphia, they do have, I believe, one more meeting against Dallas.
You're back, Nicholas?
I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, there it is right there. December 14th, Philadelphia and Dallas play again. So, Nick, your thoughts about it? Philadelphia, the way they played at home, now going into Dallas on
Nicholas.
Thursday.
Hold on, Nicholas. Go work out, you fat bastard, Wes.
Oh, man, it's going to be a tough game. With their up-and-down offense, Philadelphia, their up-tempo, it's going to be tough. Dallas's defense is going to struggle. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Philadelphia win this game, even though it's at Dallas. I don't think the defense matches up too well with this offense. It's just even though Sanchez is the quarterback and he struggled, we know all the struggles he had at New York, but he's doing pretty good. And John McCoy, I think this is going to be a heck of a game. It's going to be like an old throwback game. You remember I don't know if you guys probably don't remember it, but the Eagles, Buddy Ryan throwing with the hit out on the kicker and all that stuff. It's going to be a fun match.
I remember that stuff.
Your thoughts, Jeff? Your thoughts for Philadelphia? They go to 8-3, Dallas 8-3. Your thoughts about the Eagles and the Cowboys?
I'm picking the Eagles to win that game. I'm just telling you right now, man. I'm picking the Eagles to win that freaking game.
And they
picked Jacksonville to beat Dallas too. So
come on. It's the only time I picked Jacksonville in 2 years.
And they beat a Tennessee Titan team that's just got too much problems with their quarterback, Nick. And I don't even know what their future is going to be like after this, but it's been disastrous for the.
They're probably going to draft another quarterback.
And if you think I'm picking Jacksonville coming up next week, you're crazy.
And speaking of Jacksonville, this is the next game we get to. The Jaguars, who are 1-10, 0-6 now on the road, lose to the Colts 23-3.
They got spanked. We all knew that was coming.
I was kind of shocked it was as close as it was. I thought it'd be like a 35-10 score or something, but Indianapolis kind of sleptwalked through this game, which is kind of frustrating because I have Andrew Luck on my fantasy team, and he didn't do too hot. I mean, 21, 32, 253, 1 touchdown. I expect 5 touchdowns from Luck. He let me down.
Expecting 5 touchdowns. Who do you think he is, Johnny Unitas?
Yeah, you're going against Jacksonville.
So not everybody has it. Not everybody has a good game when they go against Jacksonville. Jacksonville defense is not that bad.
Jacksonville.
They're going to be a Des Bryant against that defense. I understand.
Jacksonville
hey.
is like Oakland, like you pointed out, Jeff, kind of in a way, because they're the team that kind of says, we're the laughing stock of the NFL. We haven't been good since the Mark Brunell days back in the 90s. Sure, they made in the playoffs with Jack Del Rio, but not much. But they're always saying, you know what? They got nothing to lose. We got nothing to lose. Let's just see if we can make some surprises and beat the teams that are good.
The Mark Brunell days. Boy, you're really fishing for something there, aren't you? Wow.
How about this one, Jeff? In Houston, Texas, you always pick your dark horse team, the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, they played some football yesterday and beat the Texans 22-13.
Yeah, and they're going to play some football next week and beat some good teams next week, too.
Check this out. We were talking about Ryan Mallett, how great he was last week. He's out with a torn pectoral muscle. He's out for the rest of the year.
So much for that.
I know. I mean, I picked Houston to win this game. I thought they'd show up. I thought Mallett would maybe be the answer. Nope. And Bengals, they're just like everybody else. They're up and down, too, even though they have a 7-3-1 record. You never know with them.
The question is, can the Bengals do what they did last year and just hold everybody off, Nick, and just get the AFC North division covered? Because, been pointing out, this division is anybody's division.
Well, they'll have an easy game next week at Tampa Bay. Then it's Pittsburgh at Cleveland versus at home for Denver, and then at Pittsburgh.
I can't wait to see those two matchups between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh in December. They meet twice, and that's going to be big for the AFC North. And maybe not just the division, but you could see AFC wildcard implications too, Nick, because you're probably looking at the standings right now and saying that AFC, there's two wildcard spots for the two teams for the 5th seed and 6th seed to go on the road, and that could be anybody in that AFC North.
Yeah, you even got Miami in there. Buffalo's still alive. Houston's somewhat alive. But, man, that AFC wildcard is going to be a struggle down the way because you got so many teams right there. And every week's going to be important to the wildcard race.
So Cincinnati was able to hold off and go 22-13. Another big matchup in the NFC North. The Vikings pretty much have their playoff chances pretty much doomed. Lost to the Green Bay Packers 24-21, moving Green Bay, Jeff and Nick, to 8-3 overall.
That was a surprising score. I really thought Green Bay would do a little better, but you know what? A win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get there, ugly or pretty. They're still cruising along.
The Packers have always had trouble sometimes playing at Minnesota. If it was the Metrodome or playing outside, Aaron Rodgers did well to make sure the Packers would secure that victory. 19-29, 209 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater, 21-37, 210 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. And Jeff, do you think the Packers are really the team to beat in the NFC? Are they the team that can challenge anybody?
I don't know. I don't know. Who else is in the NFC, really, except for maybe Philadelphia and Dallas?
Philadelphia, Dallas are possibilities. Don't rule out
Arizona. But Arizona. See, Arizona's going to fall into a thing now. I think Arizona's got a little bit of a problem because they got no real good quarterback. And Stanton showed exactly why he's a journeyman quarterback in yesterday's game.
And they have a backup to a third string. So I believe it's the rookie from Virginia Tech, Logan Thomas, I think's his name.
And he's not even close to being ready. So you got a problem.
Yeah, he's they're going to hurt.
It's not like they can go out and get a quarterback now. There's 6 weeks left in the season, 4 weeks left in the season, whatever the hell there is.
Yeah, there's 5 weeks left. I don't know. I don't know who you could go get that would be any good.
We're going to go get Jeff George. Hey, we got to
Mark
run.
Brunell, baby.
Exactly. We got to run to our Mark Brunell. How about that? We got to run. Speaking of Mark Brunell, we got to run to our first update of the day. This update is brought to you by shirtshopper.net. Head on over to shirtshopper.net and get your T-shirts today. We're talking sports. They have all the NFL teams over there. Head on over to shirtshopper.net and get your sports team T-shirt today. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 46 minutes after the hour on the 24th of November, 2014, Monday. In the National Hockey League, there are 4 games tonight. NBC Sports Network will have the Boston Bruins hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. 3 other games, the Philadelphia Flyers at the New York Islanders, Ottawa Senators at the Detroit Red Wings, and lastly, it'll be the Minnesota Wild taking on the Florida Panthers. In the National Basketball Association, there will be a total of 7 games tonight. Los Angeles Clippers at the Hornets, Orlando Magic at the Cleveland Cavaliers, Trailblazers against the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia is 0-13. They are the winless teams. I think the only winless team in the NBA. Phoenix Suns at the Toronto Raptors up in Toronto, Ontario. The New York Knicks heading down to Houston tonight to take on the Rockets. Indiana Pacers at the Dallas Mavericks. Lastly, it'll be the Chicago Bulls taking on the Utah Jazz. In the NFL, 2 games Monday Night Football, a game that was supposed to be played on Sunday, but has been moved to tonight because of a big winter storm. It'll be the New York Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. That game can be seen only in New York City and the state of New York and Buffalo. If you have internet and good internet streaming, you can find a link there to watch it. On ESPN tonight, it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the New Orleans Saints. The game on ESPN starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:30 p.m. Pacific. That's the update for Sport Radio on this Monday, the 24th of November, 2014. This update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. When we come back from the commercial, more NFL games to get to with Jeff Eskow, Nicholas Spiva, and Sean Mann.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, and joining us each and every Monday in the first hour of the show, our good friend Nicholas Spiva, who I like to call Nicholas Totoro, but that's okay too. Yeah, him and I were just talking about college basketball when we were on break. I have the Maui Classic on TV thanks to him. 53-40 Arizona over Missouri. And I said, I think San Diego State's playing in that, and they are, and they're going to go in there and just kick some butt and win that thing. Watch.
They're a pretty good team. They keep the coach, he just signed an extension too, didn't he?
He's done a great job since they should name the stadium after him.
I remember him back when he was the Fab Five coach.
Yeah. When he was like the interim coach then.
Yeah, that's
Frieder
right.
got fired. So he was like
that
the
was
interim coach.
Man, that's been a long time.
Uh-huh.
That's probably before Sean and the old Josh were born, I think.
Sure. What year was that? Do you remember?
Was it 92, 91, 92, something like that? 92, 93? I don't know, because Chris Webber, those guys were big. Everybody wanted to be those guys too. Long shorts.
Well, let's find out.
Pants.
Hey, Sean, were you alive when the Fab Five was doing their thing?
What year was that?
What year was that? Come on, man. You're supposed to be the knowledge of sports boy over here. How
It's about 92 or 93.
I was alive. I was only 5 or 6 years old when that happened.
Well, you need to go watch that. Then.
Chris Webber calling a timeout against North Carolina.
Yes.
On the side.
Yep. That was that was 93.
93? See, I knew you'd know what year it was.
Too much
I was
Pepsi.
close. I had 92 or 93.
Too much Pepsi. What did you say to him, Nicholas, about the Pepsi?
Pepsi up. That's your problem, Sean. Pepsi.
Too
You
much.
gotta drink a Dr. Pepper or a Coke.
Exactly.
52 minutes after the hour. The next
sweet
game we
tea.
get to. How about this one? I watched the ending of this game, Jeff and Nick.
Why?
Browns over the Falcons, 26-24. Ryan Hoyer looked awful. He threw 3 interceptions in the game. Nick?
He did look bad, and their clock management there at the end was almost just as bad. They called a timeout the wrong time. They should have saved it instead of having to rush up and down the ball.
I'm glad I didn't have to watch that debacle. Hey, see you later, Michael. He's out of here. He heard us talk about Arizona. He heard us how bad they were. He split. He's out.
He's off like a prom dress.
Yeah, he's off like a palm dress.
And
Jeff, I had to watch that game. I'm with you, Sean. I just watched the end of it, and I thought Atlanta had it won because of the way Cleveland was playing. Now they win the game. Unbelievable.
Why would you torture yourself like that?
What?
What?
Hey, at least I don't answer myself.
What?
Jeff, your thoughts on the game for the Browns and the Falcons? A big win for the Cleveland Browns. They're able to keep their hopes alive in the AFC North Division.
Listen, Frank is absolutely correct. If Johnny Manziel wasn't on that team, nobody would know who Brian Hoyer was. So Frank is absolutely correct in that sense. He had a bad game, but they did win, didn't they?
That's all
they did win. Yeah, I watched it. They kicked the game-winning field goal with 7 seconds
then
remaining.
Why are we
in the
having
game.
this stupid-ass discussion? Not your fault for bringing it up. Not your fault, Josh, for sending it to him. But they won the game. You know what? Let me tell you something. If the Giants would have won that game last night, I used the word if. Sorry, Frank. If my mother had balls, she would have been my father, okay? I'm sorry. Okay? Suppose the Giants would have won that game last night. Even though the Giants didn't win that game, they're still talking about that catch, aren't they?
Yeah, that's all people talk about this morning. Or afternoon, evening now.
Right? That's all they're talking about, correct? Oh, what an awesome best thing about whatever. But they lost. It doesn't matter. Even Odell Beckham Jr. said that himself. Okay?
Yeah, it was a interesting game. I watched the red zone, so I just got the end of it. But man, I really thought Cleveland was over and done with.
Well, gentlemen, the way I look at the NFC South standings for the Falcons, it's a big loss for them, but they still have a chance to win the division. And, Jeff, I have to say this to you, buddy, that whoever wins that NFC South division could finish below 500. It's not a very good
What,
it's
the
horrible.
NFC South?
Yeah. You got the Saints, who are 4-6. They play tonight. The Falcons, who are 4-7. Carolina, 3-7. And the Buccaneers are 2-9.
I hope the Saints win because I believe I picked them tonight. But how funny is it going to be if the Saints lose tonight, and now they're 4-7, tied with Atlanta, who's 4-7, and Carolina is only one game behind them.
This is a horrible division, Nick.
And
the crazy thing is the
believe it or
winner of this
not,
division hosts a wild card
here
game.
come the helicopters. They're coming for me, man. They're flying awful low.
Is that you, Dale Gribble?
Yeah, they're coming. Here they come.
Black helicopters coming?
The Black Ops are moving in.
Jeff, do you remember that show a few years ago that you and I did, and you put Sports World Radio on the line about the Seahawks? That if they, I got to use the if theory. If they would have beaten the Bears, there would have been no more Sports World Radio for a 7-9 team to be in the playoffs.
I have it online this year, don't I?
Yes, you do.
What are we online for this year?
Mm-hmm.
What's the bet I said on the radio show the other day?
It was something to do with Cleveland and Dallas being in the Super Bowl.
Correct. If those two are in the Super Bowl against each other, say goodbye to Sports World Radio.
Wow, that would be interesting if that happened.
Well, Skip Bayless said it's going to happen.
Hey, well, it's not. It's still a possibility.
Yeah. Okay, they got to win their division, first of all, or get into the playoffs out of that division, and I don't see that happening. Okay? How great is it going to be if Baltimore loses tonight and they're 6-5?
Adrian getting closer to getting the razor blades.
Okay. Even though I just said I like to see the Saints lose so they can be tied with Atlanta. And so if Saints lose, they're tied with Atlanta. If Baltimore wins, they stay the course, they stay pace. If they lose, they're pretty much done in that division.
Maybe you can hope for a tie.
What, in the division, everybody ends up 7th?
No, tonight's game. Maybe you can hope for a tie tonight.
That would really screw with that division. That would screw
sure
that
would.
North division up so bad. That tie screws everything up in that division.
I know. It doesn't penalize you either because, as you see, Cincinnati's still leading the division.
Yeah, I know. You don't get penalized for it. So a tie is almost as good as a win.
Yeah, exactly. They got to fix that. They got to get in these ties. I mean, what's the deal? This is 2014.
Yeah, keep
and we still
going.
have ties.
Yeah.
The possibility of a tie in the NFL.
Keep going till somebody wins. I got an idea.
Do another 15 minutes if you have to.
Play the whole quarter. If nobody scores, you know what to do? You get the field goal kickers out there and you start kicking freaking 50-yard field goals.
Hey, that'd be kind of like soccer, penalty kicks.
Exactly.
Or do another coin toss.
No, you start kicking 50-yard field goals. You start at 50 and you work your way back.
Another game. Here's another late game that we had yesterday. I watched this one, Jeff and Nick. The Denver Broncos taking on the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you, Josh, you put up a good post yesterday on Facebook saying that the Dolphins are for real. They sure were. They had a chance to win this game in Denver. The Broncos were able to hold off Miami, but Denver was down by 11 points in this game, Jeff and Nick.
I heard the game, that. Denver just couldn't get going again.
I heard that. I was like, what, Denver's losing? Holy smoke, Denver loses and freaking Chargers win. There's a nice little itty-bitty for the AFC West going on there.
I know that on NFL Real Talk,
Thanks,
Nick, we
Miami.
were all saying that Broncos lose to Miami. Don't want to be in the state of Colorado.
I wouldn't even want to be in the airport.
Happening.
I wouldn't even want to be in the airport, let alone the state.
Well, that somehow the Broncos found a running game over 200 yards rushing yesterday, which is rare. And they were without the top two running backs,
Yeah,
aren't
but they got a tough schedule at the end here, don't they?
The Broncos?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they
got?
play at Kansas City.
Right.
Home versus Buffalo.
Yeah.
At San Diego.
Right.
At Cincinnati.
Right.
And home versus Oakland.
And that is a Sunday night game
And
when
you wanna-
Denver travels to Kansas City.
Okay, you want to know something? That Oakland game right there might not mean a hill of beans. So they might end up losing that game too.
Yeah.
Because you know if they've already clinched, by that time, Peyton's not going to play because they don't want to get him hurt and all that, right? But if they haven't clinched and need to, can you imagine if they haven't clinched and they need to win that game?
Well, they might play.
Nope, we lost Nicholas
Play
again.
if it's maybe for the number 2 seed.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey,
Hello. Okay.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Hey.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's for the number 2 seed, he was probably going to play. But if anything else, if the number 2 seed's already wrapped up or they don't have a shot at it, they're probably going to sit him and play old Brock Osweiler.
Wow. Hey, Nicholas, can you stick around a little bit longer?
Yeah, stick around for a few more minutes.
Okay, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. You're listening to Jeff Escott, Showman, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiver, who joins us usually in the first hour of every Monday show. He's been nice enough to stick around with us a little bit longer, and I'm going to see if I can nag him to stick around a little bit longer than that, because I want him to stick around for a Skip Bayless moment when we get to it. I really do, because he doesn't get a chance to hear that often, and he should really be here for that, because I'm sure Skip Bayless said my Cowboys 100 freaking times today.
We got some good ones. Before that, here's our next game. Jeff, you have to be such a happy man since you watched this game. The San Diego Chargers over the St. Louis Rams, 27-24.
That was a tough game to watch.
It was.
Okay, those St. Louis Rams are better than people think they are.
They're pretty scrappy.
They are very, very scrappy. Do you know, if I can remember the stat correctly, and I hope I do you know Jeff Fisher in his head coaching career has done 28 fake punts? I believe it was 28, if I remember.
Yeah.
Really?
That stat
That's
correctly.
crazy.
I remember that game, and remember, Nick, you were here for the show that we talked about the day after they beat the Super Bowl champion Seahawks when they faked a punt that iced the game and ended it.
28 fake punts he's done in his
crazy.
coaching career. The most.
The Rams may have lost this game, but they gave the Chargers a heck of a fight. Hill was 18 of 35, Nick, 198 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 2 interceptions. Phillip Rivers was 29 of 35, 1 TD pass and 1 interception. And I saw the highlight when he threw that interception. I was like, oh boy, I said I wouldn't want to be in Jeff's studio. That 99-yard return the other way.
Yeah, Janoris Jenkins, that was a heck of an interception. That was right in the end zone, too. That would have put them up, it would have been 10-3 San Diego. Instead, it was 10-3 St. Louis.
That's right.
That was
Jeff,
crazy.
You're like, oh, no.
I was like, what the heck is that? That's
right
typical freaking Phillip Rivers. Here we go again. Okay. Listen, I said it all year, and I'm going to continue to say it. Chargers did it backwards this year, but they're in the same spot they were last year and the year before. The only difference is their schedule's tougher. They have to win pretty much outright to get in. Correct?
Correct, and they go to Baltimore next weekend, like you pointed out.
They got
before,
Baltimore,
Jeff,
they still got Kansas City, and they still got Denver.
And they got New England.
And New England. And they got
San Francisco.
They pretty much got to win outright.
And
Okay?
then the last game of the season at Kansas City.
They have 3 games. They have 2 home games left and 3 on the road. Okay? And their last 5 games ain't no cakewalk. But they did it in reverse order this year, except for the last. Usually they lose their first couple of games, then they win a couple, then they lose a bunch, and they have to win the last 4 or 5 games to get in, right? Well, they did it this year, only they won their first 4 or 5 games, lost 3 or 4, and now they got to win their last 4 or 5 to get in. Every stinking year they do this to themselves. I'm used to it.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Cowboys at the West.
Shut up.
Yeah, they are. Phillip Rivers is inconsistent. Yeah, I know he's led his team to the playoffs, but I would expect more from him.
Phillip Rivers has got more playoff wins than Tony Romo.
Nick,
Well, doesn't mean nothing though. He didn't have a Super Bowl win.
They've been to this. Has Phillip Rivers been to the Super Bowl?
No.
He hasn't been there yet?
I don't think so, has he? San Diego hasn't been to the Super Bowl in
No,
20 years.
It was Stan Humphries. It was Stan Humphries, right?
That was Stan Humphries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Holy
back in
man.
January. That was back in January of '95, and Jeff remembers that memory when they played the 49ers.
Jeez Louise. You're reaching back right there, Stan Humphries. I hadn't heard that name in 20 years.
They had the late, great Junior Seau on their team, and Bobby Ross was the head coach of the Chargers.
Oops.
Holy mackerel.
I went back old.
I remember that Super Bowl, too.
I went back old on you, didn't I?
Wow.
Steve
I
Young
had to
and
catch
the
my breath after that one.
Steve Young and the 49ers against Stan Humphries. And Jeff, I know you'd been in San Diego, 8 years, right, buddy? And you
Chargers
remember
haven't
how big
gone to
San
the-
Diego was with the Chargers. When they did
Chargers
that.
haven't gone to the Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers yet?
No, they have not.
Oh, it's
They've
about,
underachieved with Philip Rivers.
it's about time.
Well, they're not going to happen this year.
It's about
But
time.
But Nick, we were doing this on NFL Real Talk. Frank still believes Denver can win the AFC West. Who do you think, Nick, has the best shot of winning the AFC West division?
Well, it's not San Diego after looking at that schedule. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a tough freaking schedule.
That's
they
a
got
brutal
going.
schedule.
And how many games does Denver have with Kansas City and San Diego left?
Denver plays Kansas City next week, and San Diego they had 2 games. But they also have to play Cincinnati.
Yeah, I know. In Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the game. That's the game right there.
That's
going to be the game
Buffalo
right there.
and Oakland at home.
Correct. Those you might as well count those as wins. That's the game right there. Because actually, you know what? If they lose to Kansas City beats Denver and San Diego beats Denver, Denver's going to need to win that Kansas City game because you know they're going to win the other 2. Right?
I'm looking at Denver's schedule.
They're going to need to
at
win
Kansas
that game.
City, and then the Broncos, they will be hosting the Buffalo Bills on December 7th.
Right.
At San Diego, December 14th.
See, I like to see Denver lose the Kansas City game, lose the San Diego game, and lose the Cincinnati game.
Then at Cincinnati, it's a Monday night football game, December 22nd.
And then
Well,
win
Kansas
the last
City
2.
has to play. They play Denver. They play at Arizona.
Right.
At home for Oakland. At Pittsburgh, and then at home for San Diego.
I think
none of these schedules are easy.
I think
none of them.
I think Kansas City can beat Pittsburgh. You
I
hear
would
that?
think that would be the.
You hear that, Fat
easier
Boy
game, I would
West?
think.
You hear that, Fat Boy West?
But if you look at all those schedules, none of them are easy.
No.
So you know what? You could end up with a tie.
Yeah, how great would that be? All 3 of them end up with a
After
tie.
the tiebreakers to get the number 1 team.
How crazy would it be? All 3 of them end up in a tie at 8-8.
Oh, God.
That would be brutal.
Brutal, wouldn't it be?
Jeez.
Here's another game that was close yesterday, a late game. The 49ers, they played the Redskins yesterday.
Oh.
Man.
Hey, Gary
17-13,
One-Arm.
The 49ers.
Gary One-Arm, where the hell are you? I'm here. Where are you?
Gary's been the most quietest person.
He's been the
hasn't even
quietest.
shown up for weeks.
He's been after they won their 3rd game. He's been the most quietest Redskins fan I've ever heard in my life. Just saying.
Nick, what did you think of this game? 49ers winning 17-13 to keep their NFC wildcard hopes alive and the division possibly.
Wow, this I didn't expect this game to be this close. I thought San Francisco would play better. But Jiminy Christmas, their running game stunk. Their passing game was okay.
Jiminy
but-
Christmas.
It
But
seems
look
like
at that Griffin, 106 yards passing. Holy cow! Redskins are brutal.
Jiminy Christmas.
they are brutal, and with the Redskins and all that drama throughout the week, did you see that press conference too, Nick, about how he said the same question repetitive, focus on the Redskins, focus on the Redskins?
No, I heard about it, but then he calls out his offensive line and his other players, and Deshaun Jackson
He's not a
puts out
professional
an Instagram that's kind of you don't know what he's
Yeah,
saying.
he's not an
and
NFL
Jay Gruden
quarterback.
rips Robert Griffin.
Come on, he's not an NFL quarterback. Come on.
It's a dysfunctional organization.
You know what?
And it makes me happy. Happy.
His career is almost over. All these fancy hotshot quarterbacks have come into the league. As far as I'm concerned, there's only 2 of them that are still left that are worth a hill of beans, and that's Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. The rest of them aren't doing nothing, are they?
Yeah, Kaepernick struggled this year.
Kaepernick is struggling this year. You don't hear much of him. RG3.
It seems like the team, though, for the 49ers are finally starting to get their act together after all the drama saying that players didn't want to play for Jim Harbaugh. And now look where they're at, 7-4.
Well, we'll see what happens. And you know something? If Cowboys keep playing this good, they're going to have to freaking bring back that red-haired
Jason
dude.
Garrett.
Jason Garrett is their head coach, and they're going to lose out on Harbaugh. Because, well, you know,
I keep hearing Harbaugh maybe going to Michigan or Florida.
Well, you know something?
College teams.
Jerry Jones is just stupid enough to fire Garrett anyway and bring Harbaugh in. You know that as well as I do.
It wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, he doesn't want a big name coach. It was out of the norm for him to get Parcells, but I think he wants to look at the hires. Chan Gailey,
because he
all
can
the hires
control
were
them.
Kind of iffy after
Because
Jimmy Johnson.
Can control them. He can't control those big name
Exactly.
head coaches.
I mean, you had Chan Gailey, you had Dave Campo, Barry Switzer. Give me a break.
Bill Parcells, and then they had
you.
Wade Phillips, the
I'm with
Cowboys
you.
did. Now they lose out on Harbaugh, and then they bring back Garrett. Well, remember, that was one of the things they talked about on opening day on September 7th, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
What would the job status be for Jason Garrett? Would the Cowboys say, can we win for this guy? Can we start bringing back the fan base? They are 8-3, but we'll see. Remember, the Cowboys know very well that the history has not been good to them when the month of December comes.
I'm with you. Hey,
Well, it's more than the month of September. They've been stinking the whole time. It's just a media thing because they've never been good.
Think
they haven't
about
even
it.
been in it, really.
Think about it too, Nick, before we get to that commercial break. 2008, they lost to Philadelphia 44-6. They lost to the Giants the final night. These are the games that knocked them out. Then they lost to the Redskins and then the Eagles. And that's two times they lost to the Eagles, and then once to the Giants, and then once to the Redskins. And then Cowboy fans are all upset, and everybody's blowing it out of proportion, and Jeff and I are just sick about it, saying, Cowboys this, Cowboys that. Good.
That's right. Hey, we're going to run to a quick commercial break. You're listening to Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jessica, Sean Mann, and still hanging in with us, our good friend Nicholas Spaiva. All right, Sean, final game, and then we're going to get into some good stuff. Go.
Okay. game we get to, the Detroit Lions head up to Foxborough yesterday and take on the New England Patriots. New England continues to roll at home. They're 6-0, rolling overall. They've won 7 straight, 34-9. And Nick, Tom Brady being Tom Brady, 38 of 53, 349 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception for the Patriots, who now have their 14th straight winning season.
Figures you would save this game for last.
Oh, man. I was expecting a game from Detroit. It was horrible. 49.5 quarterback rating, 1 interception, no touchdowns.
Yeah, me too.
I thought they were going to play better.
18 of 46, 264 yards. Big loss for the Lions because now they know they got a tough game against the Bears team on Thanksgiving to try to stay with Green Bay, but of course hold off Chicago because Bears aren't far behind either with Detroit and a number of other teams in that NFC wild card. What do you think, Jeff?
I think Detroit's got a problem.
Are we sensing that we could see the same thing from
I don't
last
think,
year?
you know what? I think Detroit gets screwed and doesn't get into the playoffs.
Just like last year. Remember they won that game big last year against the Packers, Nick?
Uh-huh.
They went 7-5. Everybody was saying that the Lions should have the big lead, and then they blew it and choked toward the end.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. I mean, where are they at right now? They're 7-4.
7-4 overall. Yeah.
7th in the playoff standings. They hold a tiebreaker over San Francisco based on win percentage in conference games, but they have a tough schedule coming up. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. They got Chicago, it's winnable. Tampa Bay's winnable. Minnesota, at Chicago, and then they finish at Green Bay.
The game on Thursday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. They play against. I'm looking at the schedule. The Bears, okay, at home. Then they host the Buccaneers. Then they host the Lions. So the Lions have 3 straight games at home. But then Nick and Jeff, at Chicago and at Green Bay.
You never know, those dome teams in the cold weather. They don't play very well. They could win the next 3 games, but I think the final 2 games will be tough for them. And I don't think they beat Green Bay at Green Bay. No way.
No.
For the New England Patriots, though, you go to the other side. They go to Green Bay and what possibly people say could possibly be a Super Bowl preview. At San Diego, they host the Dolphins, and I know that sometimes the Dolphins have been a very tough team to beat. At the Jets on the 21st, and then at home against Buffalo. Nick, I believe that the Patriots can win the rest of their games because they know that, you got 2 games that are actually 3 games that are kind of tough for them. But New England knows they've been down this road before, and they're trying to get now the home field advantage wrapped up throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they have a good shot of winning the rest of their games. And the only way they'll probably lose if they set some players out the last game at Buffalo versus Buffalo. But I think they have the home field wrapped up. I don't think anybody's going to catch them in the regular season anyway.
Jeff, your thoughts real quickly on the Patriots before we get to the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour?
I think the Patriots are going to be the team to beat in the AFC. I think it's going to be between them, Indy, and I hate to say this, but Denver, and I hope I'm wrong about Denver. Because you know how much I disappoint, you know how much I don't like Denver, and I have this 5-year bet running, so I hope Denver loses.
Hope so too.
That's all I'm saying.
And that concludes the games. Here we go, Skippy Bayless Bash Hour, and there was a lot of stuff he said today. Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys are the best team in the NFL.
I'm a Cowboy fan. You guys know that. There's no way. There's no way.
According, you know what? According to the records, you jackass, it's not.
Their defense is suspect. Their offense, with the line playing as well as they do, they may have a pretty good offense, one of the top offenses, but their defense is struggling. And you have to have a complete game to be the best, and I don't see him as the best.
Skippy would say, how is that possible? Look at what they did. Did you guys all see what I did last night?
I am happy with the Cowboys the way they adjusted the second half on Odell Beckham. Shut him down. I know he got injured, but they still shut him down. That last 4th down play looked pretty good. had to go to the replay, but they got the right call. But you know what? There's no way they're the best team. Maybe if they keep winning and they win out the rest of the games, maybe. But until then, I say they're probably maybe a top 10 team.
Skippy Bayless said his offensive line did a great job.
I would agree with that.
Jeff, how about that? His offensive line. Is he an offensive coordinator? No.
Did he say that? What did he say? What did he say again?
He said my offensive line is the best.
The hell is that guy smoking?
Oh, he just does that to get a rise out of people. That's what they're paying for. He doesn't add anything to it other than making people mad.
That pisses me off because
that's all
he's not supposed to be
just
doing
to
that, man.
rile people up.
It's not his team. He don't own them. He's never played for him.
Exactly.
He probably said, I slept really well last night because the Cowboys won, and they're the real deal. They're the best team in the NFL.
I like to smack him in his head.
That's the reason I don't listen to Skip Bayless.
I really like to smack
makes me aggravated. So I need all the less aggravation I can get in my life. So I don't listen to Skip Bayless.
You want to know something, Nicholas? All football season long, up until last week, this son of a bitch never used the word "my" in front of the Arizona Cardinals. Before the Seattle game, he all of a sudden put the freaking word "my" in front of the Arizona Cardinals.
And Jeff called the whole thing.
He's predictable. He's just predictable. He's a bandwagon fan, and he does stuff to, just to get people upset. He does a great job at it. He's great at his job because you guys are just flipping out, and that's why I don't listen to him because I flip out too. I can't listen to him. Him and Stephen A. Smith, they just make me want to put a fist through the TV.
Exactly.
Skippy Bayless said, my Dallas Cowboys defense was tremendous.
No, they weren't tremendous.
Oh.
He wasn't defensive coordinator. They were suspect. They were terrible the first half, and they improved in the second half. Which is, as a fan of any team, you want to see the adjustments made, and you want to see if your team's getting whooped by one guy. Hey, let's see if we can shut this one guy down and make these other people beat us. And they did that.
Jeff,
exactly.
Skippy Bayless would probably say, hey, did you see the stops they made toward the end of the game? That's great defense. Defense wins games and championships and in the clutch.
Well, that was a good tackle. I have to give that up to, I think it's Bruce Carter. Stopped the guy on the 4th and 2. Can't remember who it was exactly, but that was a good play. That was a good tackle.
Jeff is probably just sitting there saying, gosh, I can't stand this guy and his ridiculous statements.
I can't. Exactly. I'm with you on that, Sean.
All right. Skippy Bayless also said that my Dallas Cowboys can beat the New England Patriots. Sure. Yeah, that's easy for him to say.
Oh, sure. He's just a talking head. I don't know. There's no way. I don't think they're going to beat the Patriots.
No.
It pains me to say that because I hate the Patriots.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
They just don't match up well. I don't. But you never know. I mean, that's why they play the games. But as you're looking at it, I'd say the Patriots would win.
Jeff, get ready for this. Skippy Bayless said, my Arizona Cardinals let me down.
My Arizona Cardinals let me down. They lost one freaking game, you jackass. My Arizona Cardinals let me down. They're not your Arizona Cardinals.
Now he finally says my because they're winning.
I know.
He needs to go back to sleep. Goodness.
Let me go back to sleep.
Skippy Bayless said that his San Diego Chargers are a disgrace.
At least he's calling them his, and they're a bad team. They're not a bad team, but they're not the best team.
Jeff, what do you think of that? Skippy Bayless said that my San Diego Chargers are a disgrace.
My Chargers are a disgrace. Get the hell out of here. They're not your Chargers. My Chargers are a disgrace. You know what? Skip Bayless, you're a disgrace.
I would agree with that. I second that.
I third that. Skippy Bayless said, get ready, Jeff. Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley should coach the New York Knicks.
What?
That's what he said. Charles Barkley, the next coach of the New York Knicks, he should coach them.
You stopped me dead in my tracks on what I was doing. Dead in my tracks. Because you know me, I can multitask. I could do 3-4 things dead in my tracks when you said Skip Bayless said Charles Barkley should coach the New York Knicks. Charles Barkley shouldn't be allowed on the basketball court, let alone coaching.
Skippy would beg to differ. He'd say, hey, what's the matter with Charles Barkley? The guy could actually do some good for that team and turn them around.
He stinks as a commentator. He wasn't one of the world's best basketball players as far as I'm concerned. His basketball knowledge is not that good. His basketball IQ, so-so. And you don't want to coach like that. Derek Fisher's basketball IQ is 600 times better than Charles Barkley's basketball IQ. What a jackass. Stop me dead in my tracks, man.
Charles Barkley should be the coach of the New York Knicks. Skippy Bayless said that the Red Sox will still miss the playoffs with the accusations because the Red Sox have no real leadership. You don't go from 66-win team and expect to go to the World Series. Stupid dickhead.
I agree with you.
Yeah, what do you don't know squat, Skippy, about the Red Sox, you dork.
Don't know nothing. He don't know nothing.
Jeff, Skippy Bayless said, my Cleveland Cavaliers will persevere like his Dallas Cowboys. Okay, let's get something straight here before we go to the update. Cavaliers, Skippy, are 5-7. LeBron even came out today and says, I stink. Our team stinks. We're not playing good basketball.
No, and they got a problem. They got a major freaking problem. They don't play defense. That's first of all. Second of all, they don't run any plays at all. It's all one-on-one basketball. So if you're not involved, you're just standing around watching. What a great. They have no offense because they don't run no freaking offensive plays. They got no defense because they can't guard anybody. They don't know how to stand in front of anybody. They just stink. And I was the only one out of all these so-called freaking special experts, I was the only one that said, no, you people think it's going to be that easy. No, it's not. Watch. I was the only one who said it. Everybody told me I was crazy. Guess what? I'm looking pretty smart, ain't I, you jackasses?
That's right. And Jeff even said, and then everybody's saying that the Cavs would win 58.4 games, Nick. Not the case.
Nah, I figured it'd be a tough transition, and even LeBron James said it's going to be tough when he signed with the Cavs. So it'll be a tough transition. Maybe next year they'll be better, but it's going to be a work in progress.
Yeah, of course, man. It's tough, you know. It's way tough. Hey, we're going to run to our final update of the day. Hey, Nicholas, thank you for sticking around for some extra time today, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast.
Hey, also, just to let all you people know, Nicholas is actually cooking on Thanksgiving, for Thanksgiving.
I am. I'm smoking a couple turkeys, cooking a pork butt. It's going to be
You're cooking your pork butt?
Fun barbecue turkey.
You're cooking your pork
Thanksgiving.
butt? You're cooking a pork butt for Christmas? I mean, for Thanksgiving?
The day before, we have a little pre-Thanksgiving dinner.
I like that, pork butt.
And we're having a pork butt. I may even do some pork butt pizza, barbecue pizza.
How about you deep frying anything?
Not this year. I was going to do a turkey, but didn't have time to get all the stuff.
Oh, man. All right, bro. Well, I want to let you go. I hear your family in the background bugging you to eat some dinner, so go ahead, man. Thank you very much. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
All right. Thanks, guys. You guys have a Thanksgiving.
All right.
All righty. Bye.
There goes our good friend Nicholas Spiver, who joins us each and every Monday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, usually in the first hour. But we kept them a little longer today because we had some good stuff with them and Thanksgiving and all that good things. We're going to run to our final update of the day. You know what? This update is brought to you by the Flipper. Are you tired of touching your toilet seat to lift it up and lift it down? Do you have people in your house, in fact, ladies, do you have guys in your house that when they go take a piss, they piss all over the seat because they don't want to lift it, because they don't want to touch it to lift it? Well, have no more fears. The Flipper is here. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your Flipper today. It's a 2-for-1, so you can get 2 of them for the price of 1 and get 1 for each of your bathrooms in your house because every household has 2 bathrooms. That's flipperflipper.com. Never ever touch your toilet seat ever again. Flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 33 minutes after the hour, 24th of November, 2014. We are live and in full swing for Sports World Radio and for the updates. In Major League Baseball, the big news coming out of Boston today, Pablo Sandoval signed a 5-year contract with the Boston Red Sox. Also, Hanley Ramirez signed a 4-year, $88 million contract with the Red Sox, as this is big news coming out of Beantown, as the hot stove is in full swing. In the NBA, of course, here are the games that we got right now. The Clippers lead the Hornets 27-21, 29-21 with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. The Cavaliers lead the Magic 22-14. Trailblazers over 76ers 24-20, as the 76ers are trying to get their first win of the NBA season. Suns at the Raptors, Knicks at the Rockets, Pacers at the Mavericks, and the Bulls taking on the Jazz. In the National Hockey League, here are the games that we have right now, 4 of them to be exact. The Penguins strike for a goal by Sidney Crosby, lead the Bruins by a score of 1-0. The game can be seen on the NBC Sports Network, 8 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first period. In Stanton, in one of the boroughs in New York, the New York Cubs hosting the Philadelphia Flyers. That game is tied at 0 with 5 minutes and 29 seconds in the first period. Senators at Red Wings, and Wild taking on the Panthers. In the NFL, National Football League, 2 games for tonight. The Jets and the Bills making up their game from Sunday because of the snowstorm that happened the last couple days. It's being played at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Right now, the Bills have scored on an opening drive touchdown by Kyle Orton, who's 4 of 5 right now, 41 yards, 1 TD pass, and no interceptions. 7-0 Bills. Jets are knocking on the door, though. Another game, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:30 p.m. Pacific. On ESPN, it'll be the Ravens taking on the Saints. That's the final update for Sports Radio of the day. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow with all the updates like we do each and every Monday through Friday here on Sports World Radio. This update was brought to you by FlipperFlipper.com. When we come back from the commercial talk, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at MPP.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. in the West, and if you happen to live in the Central.
If you happen to live in the Central, figure that out for yourself.
If you can.
Yeah, if you can.
If you can.
Jeff, more of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour.
Great.
Skippy Bayless said that Vanderbilt University is the best college because it's the home of the greatest columnist of all time.
Yeah, I'm thinking he went to Vanderbilt.
I'm thinking so, too. Josh, you'd have to look that up for us, buddy.
You're right. Well, you don't have to look it up. You know he went to freaking Vanderbilt if he's saying something like that.
Yeah, that's from the Skippy Bayless perspective.
Vanderbilt. That's what I think of you, Skippy Bayless.
Skippy
Skippy Bayless.
said-
Hold on, Sean. Hey, Skippy Bayless, if you went to Vanderbilt and they're supposed to be the best, then how come your broadcasting skills suck? Go ahead.
Skippy Bayless said that last night proved that Jerry Jones is better owner in the history of sports.
Better owner than who, you jackass? You're a dummy. You really are. They won one game and you're calling him the best owner in sports. Get the freaking out of here, will you?
He probably would end up saying, well, what's the big deal? Look what he's doing. They're 8-3 and they're for real. They're the team to beat right now.
And what have they done for me lately?
Haven't won a Super Bowl since January of 96.
And they still have a chance to go 8-8. So just relax there, Skippy.
Skippy said that's impossible. They're 8-3. They're in a good position to win the NFC East division. Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks should leave the NBA and let the Brooklyn Nets take over Madison Square Garden.
I think you're an idiot. You know what, Skip Bayless? I think you should leave broadcasting and let the real professionals handle it because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. How about that? You like that?
He probably would debate you and say, look at the Knicks. They're 4-10. They're not a very good basketball team. Brooklyn could take over and bring basketball back to New York in a big way.
Dallas has Philadelphia, Chicago, Philadelphia, Indy, and Washington. Okay? They can lose to Philly. They can lose to Chicago. They can lose to Philly. They can lose to Indy. There's 4 losses right there. That'll put them at 8-8 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 8-7. That would put them at 8-7, right?
8-7.
And
That's
they'll probably
right.
end up beating Washington, so they'll end up 9-7, unless Washington could pull a hat out of their ass and beat them. But they possibly can lose the last 5 games. They could lose to Philadelphia twice. They could lose to Chicago. They could lose to Indy, and they can lose to Washington because they already have. So don't start with me, Skip. Next.
He probably would say, what's it going to be like when I'm right and you're wrong and the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Well, you haven't been right yet so far.
Skippy, and then how about Skippy saying that the Brooklyn Nets should take over the city of New York and the Knicks should leave the NBA?
You haven't been right so far. So what's the big diff?
Skippy Bayless said that Madison Square Garden has now become the home of the opposing teams that blow out the Knicks every game.
Unbelievable. What you gonna do, huh? That mother sucker? What you gonna do, huh, that mother sucker? Huh, mother sucker?
Skippy Bayless said that Jerry Jones should own the New York Knicks.
Yeah, okay. I should own the New York Knicks. Shut the hell up. Hey, you ever watch a TV show and you know the guy's gonna say the MF word, but on TV they say mother sucker?
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna use that on this show from now on. You know what I'm saying, right, mother sucker? I like
How
it.
about that? Jerry Jones becomes owner of the Knicks, and Jeff would be like, oh, don't make that happen.
Hey, you know something, Skip Bayless? Whatever comes out of your mouth sounds really rainbow flaggish to me. Just saying. Mother sucker. You like that, don't you?
That's the Skippy Bayless perspective, saying that that Jones should be the owner of the Knicks. How about this? Skippy Bayless today also said Jerry Jones is the George Steinbrenner of the NFL.
Skip Bayless is the man cow of broadcast radio. He stinks.
Skippy Bayless said that the Celtics should get rid of Rajon Rondo and end their season as soon as they can. No, really?
think?
They're horrible. You've actually figured that out? Nimrod?
You think?
God.
Do you think? Jackass.
Skippy Bayless said after last night he doesn't regret predicting the Browns versus Cowboys at the Super Bowl, and he'll be there in Arizona to sit in the suite with Jerry Jones and watch his
I'm
Cowboys
sure he's
win
going
the
to
Super
sit
Bowl.
there. I'm sure he will. You know where else he's going to be? He's going to be on his knees. That's where you know what? He does his best work when he's on his knees. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for saying it, but I don't care. Maybe that could get his attention. Come on, Skip, bring it, you jackass. You mother sucker.
He probably would say, hey, what's the matter? I'm just giving perspective because I know that Jerry Jones is the real deal. Look what he's done. Look how he's turned that Cowboy team around, getting the fan base back.
Hey, I want everybody to raise your hand if you're watching the Buffalo Jets game right now. Oh, that's right. I can't see it. We're not in a classroom. Ha, ha, ha. I'm not watching. The only people that should be watching this game are the people who live in Buffalo and the people who live in New Jersey, which the only people who should be watching this game are the people who live in New York and in New Jersey. And that's it. Mother sucker. I don't know why I don't have the game on my TV. They should put the game on. Is the game on the NFL Network?
No, the game's not on the NFL Network. Only locally in New York City, the state of New York, and Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo is in the state of New York.
Oh, yeah, New
mother
York State.
sucker. Anyway. So it's New Jersey and New York. That's all should be getting it, right?
Yep.
But if you go to a website, you could probably watch it, right, mother sucker?
Right. We
Right.
have to run to our phone commercial break. And by the way, Skippy Bayless just came out and said that Jerry Jones should be owner of the New York Knicks.
We'll be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Little Tom Petty for you. Won't back down. That's right. You know why? Because I never back down. I'm never wrong. I might be mistaken every now and then, but I am never wrong. So in that way, I do not back down. Sean, what was I saying during the break?
You were talking about how Skippy Bayless wants to become that said that Jerry Jones should become the next owner of the New York Knicks. And then you were talking about how, oh yeah, right. Well, how come you don't even you're not the owner of ESPN or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. You know what? Hey, Jerry, you know what, Skip? Why don't you just let Jerry Jones become the new owner of ESPN so you can get on your knees and blow him? Because that's what you're doing. Because that's what you're doing anyway. You got your nose so far buried up his ass, you don't know where the end and the beginning starts or ends. Okay? You got it so far plugged up his ass, you don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know what time of day it is. You don't know where you are. Nothing. Back a little off, dude. Unstinkably, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. He changes his mind more than a woman changes her tampon when she's on her period. I had to get that out there. I like to say that at least once a show. I don't mean to piss off you ladies, but that's just how I feel about him. I'm just saying. What do you got for me next there, buddy?
It'd be him saying, yeah, you can try to debate me, but I'll be able to own you and win against you.
No, that'll never happen. That will never happen. You know what? Never happen. You're supposed to be a
sports journalist.
A sports journalist, correct?
Correct.
Isn't a sports journalist supposed to be biased and even?
And opinionated and
Well, I understand opinionated, but isn't he supposed to be neutral? Is a sports journalist supposed to be neutral unless he's working for the team? Like him, he works for ESPN, so he talks about all teams. So isn't he supposed to be neutral?
That's right, yep.
He's not neutral, is he?
No, he isn't.
So obviously the college you went to didn't teach you very well how to be a good sports journalist, did they? So don't give me no crap that Vanderbilt's the best sports journalist college in America. It's not, because they didn't teach you very well. Jackass. I could do this all day long. All day long. I could do this for 2 hours every show every day if I wanted to. I choose not to because I don't like to make you smaller than the curb. Mr. Bayless. So sorry, suck this. You like that one, don't you?
All right, the next story that we get to, we move to the NBA. Taylor apologizes for incident. An apologetic Jeff Taylor said he will not appeal the NBA's 24-game suspension following his guilty plea on violence charges.
Yeah,
How
we
about this?
talked
Jeff
about
Taylor, quote, yep.
Right. We talked about that last week, right?
Yep. He says, quote, my actions were wrong, and I don't care to appeal a decision that was based off my actions being wrong. So I respect the league's decision on the suspension, and I will take all the necessary steps to make sure nothing like that ever happens again. And I know we did talk about that, but he has no intention to appeal it. So 24-game suspension, now all of a sudden you got players in the NFL getting busted. That happened at the beginning of this year, and of course throughout the whole off season this year. And now you got Taylor busted, 24 games.
Hey, you know something? There's some really shocking news that's just come across the airwaves.
What's that?
Kansas City Chiefs safety Eric Berry will miss the rest of the season. Team fears he has lymphoma. How about that? Berry had discomfort in his chest after last week's game against the Oakland Raiders, and a mass was found on an MRI. From the news conference of the Chiefs athletic trainer Rick Buckholder, there is no definite diagnosis, Tricia reported, but Buckholder said the leading consideration is that Berry has lymphoma, a form of cancer. How crazy is that?
That's nuts.
Yeah, so our prayers and sympathies and everything goes out to Eric Berry and his family, and I hope everything works out for you. That's just nuts, man. That's just freaking crazy, huh?
It is. Very, very nuts and very bewildering.
Wow. So that just came across. Eric, it hasn't been fully diagnosed yet, but their fear is that he might have lymphoma. Pretty wacky right there. Pretty
prayers go to his
freaking
family.
wacky. Yes. For sure. What else you got for me, pal?
All right, here we go. And I did kind of save this for last. I did mention at the beginning, it's all done in Major League Baseball. The Red Sox making news today. Jeff goes, oh, no, now I got to listen to this Homer again.
I thought we were
but
going
the
to
deal
skip
is
it.
done.
Oh. You Homer.
I like it.
How much did they?
Quite frankly, I like it.
How much money did they spend on these two morons?
Okay, for Hanley Ramirez, he signed a 4-year, $88 million contract.
And Sandoval?
Pablo Sandoval signed a 5-year contract, $100 million.
So $188 million for two schmageggies. Right?
Yeah.
$188 million for two morons, right?
That's right.
Way to go, Boston Red Sox, and you bitch and moan about the Yankees spending money.
I was waiting for that. Jeff's like, oh, yeah, you talk about the Yankees buying Come on. Larry Lucchino even said they were going to reload after the year. Give him a break.
You bitch and moan that the you personally, Sean, bitch and moan that the Yankees go out and buy all their championships. What do you think the Red Sox are doing? The same damn thing. And you can't tell me any different.
Disagree. Putting together a good team on the field for next year.
They're doing the same thing. You are such a freaking homer.
How am I such a homer? I'm just giving perspective
on
what I see and what I observe.
Well, your perspective is a homer perspective. It's not a freaking broadcast perspective, because as a broadcast perspective, they're doing the same thing the Yankees are doing, buying champion. And just because you spend money, don't make a championship team. You know that as well as I do.
Oh, I can just see a Sandoval jersey.
And last year, look at him, a Sandoval jersey. Well, you better get it from shirtshopper.net. That's all I got to say. Okay? Now, let me say something to you. Last year, you were talking about how fat that rat bastard was and how bad he is. He's too big to play third base. He's not quick enough, this and that. You were just harassing him and dogging him all year. And every year, and not last year and the year before that, and in the playoff, look at Sandoval, that fat bastard. All that, and that. Now, all of a sudden, he's, Sandoval, he's great. He's still a fat bastard.
He's just perfect for third base.
Oh, my
because
God.
He'll bring production there, and he'll play good defense.
Now, all of a sudden, he's perfect for third base. Last year and the years before, you were calling him a fat bastard. Now, all of a sudden, he's perfect. You're a freaking homer.
No, I'm not. That is not even, no way.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Sean, it should not matter to you who plays on the team. You are a Boston Red Sox fan, not an individual fan. I know that about you. It should not matter who plays on that team. You say it about the Boston Celtics. Why don't you say it about the Boston Red Sox? Did you see me going all high, mighty, and crazy and out aloof and all that when Carmelo went to the Knicks and when he re-signed? No, you didn't, did you? You know why? No. Because I could care less. I am a New York Knicks fan. That's the difference between me as a fan and Skip Bayless and you. That's the I don't care who plays on their team. I'm a team fan. I root for the Knicks. Not Carmelo Anthony. Not Stoudemire. Not freaking whoever else is. Not Fisher. Not Jackson. I am a Knicks fan. You see the difference?
Yes, I see the difference.
You say that about I'm a Boston Celtic fan. It doesn't matter who plays on. I root for the Boston Celtics no matter what. I don't care who plays on that team. I'm a Celtics. Why don't you say that about the Red Sox?
I do say it about the Red Sox.
No,
it
you
doesn't
don't.
matter. They got Poppy, they got Pedroia, and now they got Sandoval, and they got Hanley Ramirez, and that
now
makes
they
me
got
very
that fat.
happy.
But I don't hear you saying now they got that fat bastard Sandoval. You said it last year about him. He's still a fat bastard.
I don't remember saying anything like that
tape.
last year.
Check the tapes. We got 135,000 shows. Check the tape. It's there somewhere. Check the tapes. Every show is recorded. I have every single show. Sean, I have every single show that we've ever done in 6 years. Check the tape.
I know. But it's a good move. It makes the depth really good, makes the hitting well.
You were
I'm happy
dogging
about it. I can't wait to
Sandoval.
watch the introductions tomorrow.
You were dogging Sandoval this year in the playoffs.
Well, I was so sick of the Giants.
Oh, but now that he's a Red Sox fan, you're not going to dog him, right?
No, not at all. I'm
you're-
happy about it.
You know what? You and Skip Bayless are both hypocrites.
No, I'm not. Don't even compare me to Bayless. I haven't even used my like I used to all the time.
I know, but you're a Red Sox fan. Who cares who plays on the team?
I do because it matters. It's important not to fall behind, make sure that they get the key players to make their team good.
You're a hypocrite. Then why don't you do that for the Boston Red Sox? I mean, for the Boston Celtics. I'm sorry. You say I don't care.
Olenek and Rondo and Sullinger.
You don't
got
care.
some pieces.
You
They're
said
getting
I
there.
don't care who plays for the Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. It doesn't matter. I'm a Knicks fan. It don't matter who plays for them. I'm going to root for them no matter what. That's the difference between me and you. That's the difference between me and Skip. That's the difference between real fans and bandwagon fans. Here's a great example of a bandwagon fan. Our good friend Andrew Browning, our good friend Andrew, was a Cleveland Cavaliers fan when LeBron was there. As soon as LeBron left and went to Miami, he became a Miami Heat fan. Now that he went back to Cleveland, he's no longer a Miami Heat fan. He's a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. Bandwagon fan, you.
And then Jeff always figures it out and has never figured out why it's because it was my
Doesn't
choice.
matter.
And I
Okay.
smell a little bit of bullshit
No,
and jealousy
I
here from
underst-
people
no,
because they have to get on me about it.
No, I understand that you're a Boston Celtics fan and all that. You root for but you root for the team, not the players. That's the
Root for the team.
difference. That's right. That's right. You just said it. I root for the team. So why do you give a flying fig Newton at Sandoval, that fat bastard who you've been calling that for years, now all of a sudden is on your team and you're not going to call him a fat bastard? Hypocrite. Hypocrite you.
Not hypocrite at all. I'm
Yes, you
happy
are.
about the moves. It makes the team even better for next year.
Skippy Bayless Jr. That's you. Skip Bayless Jr.
That is not even close to being the case. I'm not even close to being another Skip Bayless.
Too bad this
I
show...
am proud of the teams I go for.
You're so lucky that this show is over, mother sucker. You're so lucky. And we're getting the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for listening to us today. Sean and I had a great time. I know Nicholas did too. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the football games tonight. Adios, amigos. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show.